Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We meet with rollers in my hair and looking a little crazy. I got these steam rollers. Saw a beauty guru do a video about these and how she curled her hair with them, and I just loved it. I thought it turned out so pretty, very like bouncy, classic kind of looking curls. Anyways, I just thought it was really pretty, so I'm like, you know what, they weren't super expensive, so I wanted to try them, so I ordered these from Amazon. We'll see what it all looks like when I'm done. But today I thought it would be kind of fun to do a little get ready with me. You guys know I'm not a beauty guru. I'm just a girl who really enjoys makeup and beauty products. Go ahead and do this full coverage makeup look today, and literally we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna chat, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm using, and we'll talk about it and stuff as we go. I'm not going to do like a wild and crazy makeup look today, but I did just want to show you guys this foundation. So like I said, this is the Infallible, has a little pump like this, Infallible Fresh Wear. I'm going to apply it with my beauty blender. I'm just going to kind of go in somewhat patting motions. It's a really good color match for me. This is 415, so if you are pale and pink undertoned, then maybe this would be a good match for you too. Ah, crap on a cracker. I just realized I was so excited to show you guys this foundation that I didn't put my Lumi Glotion on before I put the foundation on, which I think makes every foundation look a little more luminous and beautiful. Well, too late now, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. Gosh dang it, I hate it when I get excited about things and then I mess up what I'm doing. I tend to go in kind of a weird order with my makeup sometimes. Like I said, if I'm not, I typically do the other routine that I showed you guys, but like for this full coverage routine, when I do things like this, I just go in a weird order. I do my foundation, then I do my eyebrows. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just the order that I like to do things in. I don't know. So I'm just using the Anastasia brow pencil, and I'm just going in really, really lightly. I'm trying to kind of fill in my eyebrows a little bit less to have a little more of a natural look. It's hard for me. I like big, bold brows, so it's kind of, I have to like really just rein myself in a little bit and not get out of control with the eyebrows. I think it's kind of like one of those things that I swing the other way because I go back and look at pictures of myself from like high school and my early 20s, mid 20s. I mean, I really didn't start doing anything with my brows until a few years ago. And when I look back to pictures when I had patchy, I just awful looking eyebrows, honestly, like for my face and for my face shape and everything, they just didn't look good. It looked bad and patchy and like I didn't have any eyebrows or something. I don't know, because they're so light. So I think sometimes I like try to, you know, like err on the side of caution, you know, like, oh, I'm going to do even more eyebrows to make up for all the years that I didn't do any eyebrows, which is obviously the wrong method, not useful, not helpful. I think sometimes that's why I go a little heavier handed on the eyebrows, because I'm so afraid of ending up looking like I used to look with like no eyebrows. Now I'm going to put some of the Benefit Give Me Brow on top of that just to stand these hairs up and kind of push these over. This has a little bit of fibers in it, so it does add some bulk to your eyebrow, which again I like because I really want my eyebrows to look like a bunch of natural hair and not like I drew them on, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to put a little bit of my paint pot on my eyelids just because they are quite veiny. And I do have eyelash extensions. This robe is coming open and I don't think you can see anything, but that would be quite the show, wouldn't it? No, it's okay. The camera's not pointed down to my waist, so you wouldn't be able to see them anyways. Anyways, I've got eyelash extensions on. I go back and forth over the years. I get them, I do them for a while, and then I quit getting them. I found a new place that I wanted to try. I'll probably get them filled a few times, and then honestly, I'll probably just get bored and stop doing it because that's how I do things. I'm weird like that. All right, I'm just going to, I don't even know what I want to do today. I really don't want to do anything complicated. I'm just going to take the Too Faced chocolate bar. Is that what this is? The chocolate gold. Oh my gosh. I haven't used this thing in a while. I forget how delicious it smells. Also, I'm hungry. I've been doing that intermittent fasting. I know a lot of people who, ooh, this is not a good brush to use. I know a lot of people who do keto, do intermittent fasting. I am trying this program that, that a bunch of you guys actually recommended to me on Instagram when I said I wanted to try something a little bit different, that I felt like just trying to eat gluten-free and stuff wasn't really doing it for me completely anymore, and that I just really, you know, wanted to lose the last 10 pounds of baby weight and infertility weight, and that's really what it is. Like, I've lost all the baby weight. This is now the last 10 pounds that I gained doing all of our infertility treatments. If you've ever done that, then you know that a lot of times all those hormones and stuff cause you to put on weight. So this is really the last 10 pounds from that I want to lose. I'm just using the lighter color rolling in the dough just to go over my whole lid. And then I'm going to go in with the brown shade So Bougie on that same fluffy brush, because I am basic and I don't use a bunch of brushes. And I just run it through my crease. I kind of have deep set eyes, so I go in my crease and a little above my crease, because otherwise, if I just put it in my crease, when I open my eyes, it's gone. You can't see it anymore because my eyes are so deep set. So I have to go in the crease and a little above the crease. But anyhow, so a bunch of you guys were like, I asked about keto and Whole30, and I got a lot of feedback on Instagram from people saying, like, you should really try this faster way to fat loss. You do intermittent fasting and carb cycling and some other things. And anyhow, I started looking into it and really found it quite interesting and thought, and, you know, it made a lot of sense. I like things like that, if you're going to change eating habits and stuff, that makes sense and that would be possible to do long term. Maybe I'll make a whole separate video about it because I don't really want to go into all of it now. But anyway, so I've been doing like 16-8 fasting. So you do 16 hours of fasting and then you have an 8-hour eating window. And it's funny because most of the time it's totally fine. I don't feel like hungry or anything like that. And then, but there are some days where I don't know what it is. I'm literally just stopping what I'm doing so I can put on this Becca under eye primer stuff before I forget, because I love this stuff and sometimes I do forget. It's the anti-fatigue under eye primer. It really, I feel like it helps a lot. Like, if you be a tired mama, if you got lots of kids and they're running you ragged, then perhaps you might like this too. It's a little bit pricey, but this is one of those products. There's only a few products that I would ever say like, oh my gosh, there isn't anything that compares. You should really pay the extra for this. This is one of those products. I've never tried anything else that works quite like this. But anyhow, as always, everything I talk about will be linked down below. I got hair on my face. That's disgusting. It's probably cat hair. So anyways, most of the time, the 16-8 fasting stuff is totally fine. But there's the occasional day where homegirl is hungry. It's like either I ate my last meal a lot earlier, because usually I stop eating at 7 o'clock at night. And just sometimes, I don't know what it is, I'm just still, or the next day, I can't quite make it to the end of that 16-hour window before I'm super hungry again. Anyways, today is one of those days where I feel like my stomach is growling a little bit. I'm going to use this darker color Cocoa Truffle. Where is it? There we go, right there. This darker color, and I may regret this, but I'm going to kind of deepen up this outer V area a little bit with that. I really wanted to just do very minimal makeup today. I'm not sure what the heck I'm doing. Like, sometimes just like, oh, I'm just going to do some little basic makeup real quick with everybody before I film another video, and then here I am like, oh, anyways, I annoy myself sometimes. So anyway, so I'm doing this program, and anyways, I like it a lot so far. And the intermittent fasting is actually very easy for me 95% of the time. It's very easy and it's going really well. Every once in a while there's the occasion where my body's on the struggle bus with it a little bit and feels a little more hungry, but it's helping in a lot of areas with various things in my digestive tract and things, because I think I'm finally giving my body a chance to actually digest and do something with the food I'm giving it instead of just constantly giving it food. Anyways, there's a lot of, I hate talking about like food, and I hate even to call it diet, but like diety type stuff. I hate talking about that kind of stuff online because people get a little bit nutso about it, and everyone has different opinions. There's doctors with all kinds of different research showing what things are effective and what things aren't. So I'm just trying something a little bit different right now. We'll see. We'll see if I stick to it for long term or what, but right now I really like it, and it's a lot more like intuitive eating for me. It's a lot more of the way that I would normally eat because I'm a kind of person who does not feel hungry in the morning. I wake up and I'm not hungry. And I think other plans and different lifestyles of eating and stuff have always made me feel bad about that. Like, you need to eat first thing when you get up in the morning. I'm like, but I'm not hungry. And eating when you're not hungry feels very counterintuitive to me. That's all I think I'm going to do for the eyeshadow. I realize it's pretty basic, just nothing too exciting, but yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do for the eyeshadow. I think I'm just going to take some brown eyeliner. This is the Demolition from Urban Decay. And I'm just going to put that kind of out here on this outside portion, a little bit thicker and then a little bit thinner. I'm going to buff it out anyway, so it doesn't really matter how thick or thin you do it. These eyelash extensions, I like them when I don't want to wear any makeup or when I want to wear very minimal makeup. But when I actually feel like wearing like a fair amount of makeup, sometimes they're kind of hard to work around. So I think that's why I usually go for doing these kinds of things in the summertime when I don't really feel like putting on a lot of makeup. But I don't know, I also really like makeup, so I do find myself wanting to wear it fairly frequently, and then sometimes the eyelashes just get in the way. How many of you guys, as we're just sitting here chatting, because that's what I feel like we're doing, is just sitting here chatting. I'm actually gonna put like a little teeny weeny bit of mascara on top of just the tips. When I have lash extensions, I don't put mascara like down at the base or anything like that. I just put just a little bit on the tips just to fluff them up and to kind of cover or get rid of essentially any eyeshadow fallout that might be on the lashes, making them look lighter. I'm also just a few days away from a fill, so they're kind of patchy looking and stuff. They don't look very thick and full, which is fine. So usually in the beginning I don't, but when I get closer to the fill day, I start putting a little bit of mascara on them. Which if you get lashes, depending on where you get them, who does them, what kind you get, they'll either tell you, yes, you can do that, or no, you can't. So you have to ask your lash person. But anyways, if you guys have been, tell me down below in the comments, how many of you guys have been watching me from, it doesn't even have to be like from the beginning, but for a few years now, because I have been, I'm using the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Waterproof Concealer. This is not the concealer I usually use, but I've used it a couple times recently and really liked it, so I'm like continuing to give it a go. And you just kind of need a little bit of it. Like I said, we're doing a little more full coverage look today, so that's why we're kind of going heavier on some of this other stuff. I've been watching back some of my old videos, and I just feel a little bit like, I don't know how to explain it. Like at some point, once you start putting your life online, at some point, you know, as your channel grows and as things grow, you know, it brings with it a lot more scrutiny. And so you start to protect yourself more by sharing less and not being as vulnerable. Just having a harder time sharing like the raw and like real time, maybe, things that are going on. Because you know what's going to happen. You know what kind of comments are coming, and you start to go into like self-preservation mode where you don't want to talk about things and you don't want to share about things. Because you know how people are going to react, you know what people are going to say, and it can become hurtful. I mean, there really is a job or lifestyle thing where you're constantly criticized for every single thing that you think or do, or say or anything. I mean, everything from the way that you sit in the car to the way that you look at your spouse, to the way that you put your dishes away, to the way that you vacuum your floor, to the I mean, everything. And I was watching back some of my old vlogs and I was like, man, these were very just like day to day. I thought like, oh, this is boring, because we make an effort now to put more into our vlogs, to make them more entertaining to watch, as far as like the way that we film things, not like faking things, but just the way that we film things. Like we don't do skits and stuff like that in our regular vlogs. I don't know. And so in some ways I feel like I'm not sharing as much as I used to, because I feel like, ugh, I don't want to deal with people being mean. And the thing is though, is that like last night I was having like a little pep talk with myself, and I was like, Angie, but people are going to be mean no matter what. Like the truth is the less like polarizing I've tried to make sure that I keep things, it doesn't stop people from still finding something to not like, you know, or to go out of their way to attack, you know, like it doesn't matter. You're never going to make everybody happy. I mean, we've all seen the memes, right? You're not Nutella, you're not whatever, Chick-fil-A. Like you're never going to make everybody happy. There's always going to be people who don't like what you do. And a lot of times it doesn't actually have anything to do with you. In fact, I would argue that most of the time it doesn't have anything to do with you. It's something, about that person, like something within themselves, and they're essentially like taking it out on you. And I know that that is true. I know that that's true. So I don't know. Well, I'm just going to take a little bit of that bronzer and put it up there because why not, you know? I know that that's true. So it's making me think a little bit about like, maybe I just need to like say, screw it. People are either going to like me or they're not. They're either going to want to follow our family and our journey or they're not. They're going to either be supportive or they're not. Like it doesn't, at the end of the day, like it doesn't really matter what I say or do. It's never going to make everybody happy. And that's not really my intention. But I think whether we all would ever want to acknowledge it or not, being intentionally polarizing or having people not like you or attack you is, I don't think, anything that anybody actually wants to have happen. You might have people that put up like a tough front that act like they want that, but I don't think anybody wants that. Now I'm going to just put some of the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in Kitten. I'm just going to take my beauty blender. This is kind of like a cream bouncy product. So I just take my beauty blender and put it on like that. So anyways, I don't know. I'm just feeling like a little bit more, I don't know how to explain it. Like most of you guys feel like my friends, and I feel like sometimes I'm not getting to be myself with my friends. But anyways, I don't know. I'm just feeling very like, I just want to connect with you guys even more. It's just, I want us to just take our relationship to the next level. And the truth is that there's always going to be people who aren't going to like it, who aren't going to like me or what I have to say or anything like that. And that's totally fine. Again, I come back to the whole thing that like, it doesn't actually change anything. And that's the one thing I always have told myself from the beginning of doing this, doing YouTube and sharing my life this way, is that like, okay, so that person left a really horrible, mean comment. What changed? Like, how did that actually affect anything in your life? It literally has no effect on my actual daily life. It's just, and I've always told that to myself, like, well, I'm sorry that person feels that way. It doesn't actually hold any weight in my life. That's just that person's issue. And that's how I've always looked at it. But I think, again, I just go through spells where I start to let it bother me more than, I'm just using a little bit of that bougie color under my eyes. I just go through phases where sometimes I start to let it bother me a little more than I normally would. Because like I said, normally I really just don't care. But occasionally, you know, someone will hit a pain point. I think we all have them. And I definitely have them. And so someone will say something in the comments that hits a pain point for me. And it kind of sends me back into that like self-preservation mode. Don't share, don't say anything. People are going to use it against you if you try to be real and authentic. They're just going to use it against you later. Don't share. And I have to like go through this again and like snap myself back out of it. So that's where I am, is just needing to snap myself back out of it, and come at this with, you know, my whole heart, because I really do love the connection and stuff with you guys here. And I feel like I have always been myself and been less willing to conform to whatever is popular on YouTube at the moment, which means that I don't see the same growth in the same ways that other people do. But every year seems to be better for us and better for me with YouTube. And, you know, it's gone from just being a fun hobby to my full-time job. And I love it. I really do love it. I feel like I have the most amazing job in the world and I love it. So I just want to, you know, connect with you guys more. And I just feel really ready to like step back into a little more deeper conversations and stuff with you guys. So I don't know. I've been incredibly rambling. Okay, I'm gonna put on a teeny weeny bit of lipstick. Broadest Berry. It's one of the Clinique chubby sticks. Again, I come back to, I don't know who named these, but I just don't really care for the name chubby stick. But nobody asked me. This is pretty. I like these because they're very moisturizing and they are pigmented enough to give you some color, but not so pigmented that they're hard to wear. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I like you, boo. All right, maybe let's just take these out together and you guys can join me in seeing what this is actually gonna look like. And then I'll style it and come back and, whoa. That's a real bouncy curl. Oh my gosh. I'm impressed. I am super impressed with these because they were incredibly easy and quick to put in. And you know how you could just tell, I could just tell that this is the type of curl that's really gonna last in my hair, like more than just a day. Ooh, these curls are bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S, bananas. Whoa, Nelly. This is very like old Hollywood and I'm kind of feeling it. I cannot with the bounce. It's like Ivy's hair. And also, okay, so I probably should have said this too, that part of the reason that I really wanted to try these is because y'all, my hair has broken off. There are places at the front of my head where my hair has just completely broken off. I think it's because I've been doing highlights for quite a while now and I don't usually do highlights for that long. I think that's more so what's causing that. But I've been wanting to be a little more gentle on my hair. So I got a different hair dryer that is not quite as powerful. It is, but it doesn't get as hot. It's powerful, but it doesn't get as hot. And I think that's been helping a lot. But I like this because my hair looks like shiny and healthy instead of dry and broken because it's curling it with steam instead of just heat. It's curling it with steam, so it's keeping some moisture. It's so pretty. Again, I know these kind of like very bouncy flouncy curls are not for everybody, but if you're somebody who likes bouncy flouncy, you need to get you some of these. This was not, I was actually gonna take these out of my hair before I started filming, and then I thought, no, let me just go ahead and do my makeup and let them sit for a little longer. And I'm glad I did, because I'm glad you guys get to see. I also didn't know what I was doing as far as the direction I was curling them, so some of them might be a little bit wonky because I was like, which way should I curl this? I don't know. Okay, see, this is where my hair broke. Look at that. That's where my hair broke off. Okay. Okay, wow. I mean, wowzers. Okay guys, so this is sort of the finished look, if you will. I just kind of fluffed it up a little bit, teased it up here, gave it a little hairspray and sort of touched it up. It's definitely one of those things that I think you need to consider the placement and stuff of the curls while you're putting the rollers in so that the curls come out looking how you want them to and in the direction you want them to. So maybe y'all knew that already and you didn't need me to tell you that, but I learned the hard way because some of the curls are a little weird. But I definitely think, look at that. I definitely think with a little practice and figuring out exactly where to place them on my head so I get the finished result that I want, that these will be definitely something I use regularly, especially because it's just the little holder that you drop this onto and it steams, fills it with steam, and then you put it in your hair. So it's not like a big hot roller set that takes up a ton of space, and I like the result. So yeah, this is the foundation. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I don't know what I did with it now. It's lost on my makeup desk. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this very random, very all over the place, get ready with me video. I will leave all the products linked down below if there's anything that you wanted to try. I really love this foundation. I really, really do. It's a very full coverage foundation. Like you can hardly see any of my freckles. So definitely probably not an everyday type of foundation for me because I do like to be able to see freckles and things like that. But if you have something you're going to, or if you just really like full coverage, I think you would really like this foundation. So, all right guys, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments as always, what do you guys want to see? I've got lots of ideas, but I always love to hear from you guys what you want to see. And yeah, I'm excited and I love this channel. I know I've said that before, but like, I feel like over here on this channel, I really can just kind of let loose and do whatever I want. And I don't worry about, is it quick moving enough? Is the format right? Did I edit it perfectly and all that? Because I just feel like you guys are my friends and we're hanging out. And I love that. Just love you guys. Hope you're having a great week, a great kickoff to your New Year's. I realize we're a little farther into New Year's, but New Year's kind of just lasts the entire month of January anyways. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye.